The Jackson Letter, first edition. I had been out for over 2 months and found myself running short of grub. I had lived mostly on fresh meat, for one can't carry much of a pack in those hills. I found a few very promising ledges and colors in the little creeks, but nothing I cared to stay with. I had almost made up my mind to light out the next day. I climbed to the top of a sharp ridge and looked down into the canyon or valley about 1.5 miles long. And what struck me as singular, it appeared to have no outlet for the creek that flowed at the bottom. Afterwards, I found that the creek entered and was lost. After some difficulty, I found my way down to the creek. The water was almost white. The formation, for the most part, had been slate. Now comes the interesting part. I had only a small prospecting pan, but I found colors at once right at the surface, and such colors they were. I knew then that I had struck it right at last. In going upstream, I came to a place where the bedrock was bare, and there, you could hardly believe me, the bedrock was yellow with gold. Some of the nuggets were as big as walnuts, and there were many chunks carrying quartz. After sizing it up, I saw there was millions stowed around in the little cracks. On account of the weight, I buried part of the gold at the foot of a large tent-shaped rock facing the creek. You can't miss it. There is a mark cut in it, taking with me what I supposed to be $10,000 in gold. But afterwards it proved to be a little over $8,000. After 3 days hard traveling, it would not have been over 2 days good going, but the way was rough and I was not feeling well. I arrived at the lake, and while resting there was taken sick and never since been able to return, and now I fear I never shall. I am alone in the world, no relatives, and no one to look after me for anything. Of course, I have never spoken of this find during any of this time for fear of it being discovered. It has caused me many anxious hours, but the place is so well guarded by surrounding ridges and mountains that it should not be found for many years unless someone knew of it being there. Oh, how I wish I could go with you to show you this wonderful place, for I cannot give you any exact directions, and it may take a year or more to find. Don't give up, but keep at it, and you will be repaid beyond your wildest dreams. I believe any further directions would only tend to confuse it, so I will only suggest further that you go alone, or at least only take 1 or 2 trusty Indians to pack food, and no one need know, but that you are going on a hunting trip until you find the place and get everything for yourself. When you find it, and I am sure you will, should you care to see me, advertise in the Frisco exam, and if I am still living, I will either come to see you or let you know where you can find me. But once more I say to you, don't fail to look this great opportunity up, and don't give up until you find it. Now goodbye, and may success attend you. Yours truly, W. Jackson. Thanks for listening. So please, like or comment. I can share more information, but that depends on your interest. Thanks for your time. Your humble narrator, Arthur Noel.